The third test started very similarly to how the others ended, with a lot of kicking and slow play. But with this mistake from Visa, it just gave Biggar the opportunity to get the first points, which unfortunately he missed. Now the play from the Lions was as it had been throughout the previous tests. Ball carrier off 9, no movement of the ball past that, into the South African defence trying to go through them, which they don't here, they just get slowly pushed back and forced into a kick. Now South Africa, on the other hand, when they attacked, they laid down their marker and then tried initially to go beyond the defence. See, and in behind here, Pollard just gets the offload to le Roux. And from that, they spread the ball a lot wider than they had previously. And I feel like they didn't continue this play throughout the rest of the match, probably due to Biggar's injury. And they probably felt that doing that throughout the entire game, when Finn Russell was in the opposition, they'd only have to make one mistake and the Lions would be more prone to counter and have greater opportunity of breaking. With Pollard getting the first points, Finn Russell quickly countered after winning a scrum penalty. All of a sudden, with Finn Russell on the pitch, the whole way the Lions played in attack changed completely. We had forwards giving offloads. The entire premise of the attack was to get in behind South Africa, referred to going through them like they have done so far on the Test series. See, there's a blend of how the Lions are going to carry now. You don't know whether there's going to be a forward carrying a ball, a back carrying a ball, whether the ball's going to go out wide, they're going to go off 9 or 10. And that just creates just a bit more uncertainty in the South African defence. And you see they're not coming up as fast. And the Lions are making serious ground in one possession of the ball for the first time in this Test series. And eventually it's just South Africa that give away the penalty. Now this style of faster, unpredictable rugby the Lions started to play, it just meant that it picked out individuals in the South African team. They weren't necessarily able to all conform to their predetermined game plan, of which was up fast in a line, and you know that the Lions aren't really going to be able to spread the ball very wide. And because of that, it just lets all of the attacking runners that the Lions have, Duhan van der Merwe, Liam Williams, Josh Adams, Finn Russell, they just take advantage of that and really break up the play. Something Finn Russell did very well when he came on was his kick into touch and general in-play kicking. He's making really good yardage here and consistently lands the ball on the 5 metre line, and it gave the Lions a fantastic attacking opportunity a number of times. Here from this more. Initially South Africa defend it well, but they overload one side in defence, and it just allows the Lions to twist off that, and then there's nowhere or not enough defence in the way to stop them from getting to the line. Now I just want to highlight this move that the Lions do here. So they set up a ruck and they come back to set up a maul from where the line out was. You can see that there's only 4 players there when Jack Conan receives the ball, and with the defending of South Africa, they don't manage to retain possession. Now you may have seen the move before, and South Africa did it against England in the World Cup final. You can see the difference here is there's a full pack of forwards ready to set up this maul. Despite that hiccup, the Lions forwards did front up to the South Africans, and their maul defence throughout the game was very impressive, generally speaking. Here you can see they managed to twist this maul, but in such a way that Alun Wyn Jones can reach the ball carrier. And if you can do that, you stop the ball carrier from peeling away and essentially doing what the Lions did to score their try. Now if you take this example, again the Lions forwards twist the maul here without stopping the ball carrier, but what they do manage to do is have a continuous supply of defenders into this maul and continue to twist it in the same direction, and eventually it twists in on itself and falls down. Now when South Africa saw Wyn Jones down, they must have been licking their lips, and it's a bit of a surprise he didn't go off, because from that point he did start to struggle in the scrums and he gave away quite a few penalties before he did eventually go off in the second half. You see, he couldn't quite take the pressure through his back, and he did end up a couple of times having to pull the scrum down. Now again, Finn Russell managed to put the Lions down into a really good attacking position, and again they set up the same maul, and they're in a good attacking position, starting to go forward, when Tom Curley goes rogue and just decides to take Siya Kolisi out. That's a clear and obvious penalty. Now when the Lions were attacking the South Africa line outside of set piece, they did revert to type that we'd seen previously from the previous two tests, and we had pick and go, maximum one pass, slowly across the line. And we've known from previous experience that this does not challenge the South African defence at all. Here all the forwards could throw a blanket on them, and I feel like if they did manage to exploit the backs here, referred to, but it was well cut off by who showed very impressive line speed. He obviously managed to notice that Ali Price was running into that ruck, ready to get the ball out. Now coming up to half time, with Fiddy kicking the ball out, Springboks decided to go for a more attack and set up another maul, which is well defended by the Lions. Again they turn it, this time using the touchline to stop any progression, and here Linnell says the ball's out and been lifted, and Courtney Lawes wraps him up and then says this is an unplayable maul, which is a contradiction in terms. Then if we look at this hit from Wiese, Linnell says it's fine, but yes, he's low, he is trying to clean, but he's not wrapped anything and he's tucked his right arm ready to make that contact. Now the start of the second half saw the completion of the 4-part series of giving free kicks for closing the gap that aren't free kicks. Now in only one of these free kicks can you even see a player encroach on the gap, and it's this when Alun Wyn Jones takes half a step there, ready to attack the maul. But other than that, I can't see a single one where anyone actually encroaches on the gap, let alone makes it difficult to play the ball. Now in such a tight game, where there's obviously so much riding on it, you'd think the Lions would tone back giving away so many penalties. They got lucky here, and Handré Pollard missed his first penalty of the series. Now I like the ambition that the Lions decided to come with, and they made good ground initially, the going wide, but soon the South African defence set, and from there it was one-up Cowleys that weren't making any more ground, and they were forced into kicking the ball away. The Lions probably made quite a lucky escape then, with this high tackle from Finn Russell. Yes, there's a drastic drop in height from Colby, so that's instant mitigation, but Finn Russell doesn't drop his own height at all. He's very upright going into that, and he just gave Handré Pollard another opportunity, even though he did miss it again. Now it was good to see the Lions attacking with a bit more ambition to go wide and really try and get around the South Africans. But as we've seen with a lot of Lions play when it's got to that situation. Inaccuracies really have let them down, whether it's a pass into touch or it's just checked someone. Here we've had 2 fumbles, and the South African defence have sensed that, and now as the Lions try and reset, just revert forwards holding the ball, and then they have no choice really but to kick after losing more than 20 metres. And from that challenge, it's just that one lucky bounce, and Van der Merwe coming in off his wing means there's space there, no one's moved in to cover him. And then the South Africans are always going to be able to exploit that space. And I'd be surprised if anyone can tackle Cheslin Kolbe one-on-one in the world. Now the Lions are close to getting out wide here, but there's a good read from Reinach that makes that pass impossible then. But a very silly penalty given away by Wiese just for hitting Finn Russell in the back. Even stupider because it cut his head open. Now from this small defence from the Lions, it's initially very good and they managed to drive them back, but the South Africans managed to set and the Lions don't twist this more. And once the South Africans are set in their 2 banks man at the back, it's very difficult to stop. Now Adam Beard managed to legally get the back there, but Itoje here, you'll see he just applies the weight that brings that maul down and allows South Africa to go into the lead. Now generally from when Finn Russell came on, the Lions disengaged from kicking battle, but when they did manage to put South Africa under pressure and put themselves in position of winning the ball back. Now here, because of the pressure and a quick line to get up, they managed to turn over the ball and do the correct thing of trying to get wide. But Henshaw's out of options, he comes back the other way, and they do manage to create a quick overlap with the slow forwards in and around the ruck, not getting up in line with everyone else. And from there, attacking in the 22, the Lions managed to do quite a good job of varying their play. Not something they'd done in the 22 before. But you'll see the South African defenders, they're very quickly moving off players no longer in a position to receive the ball, therefore giving them a better defending opportunity out wide. Now with just a few minutes to go and the Lions still 3 points behind. But you can see Carl Sinclair's knee does just hit the ground as he's got his feet just a bit too far back and overextends. Now, up to this point in the match, the Lions' maul defence had been very good. But here you can just see it's the Lions that get split and South Africa can go up the middle. No, what they've done there though is players from behind the front line, the point of contact, have separated. So if you were to ask me, that second half of that maul would have been illegal because the front of the maul is no longer the same maul and they've separated. The Lions win a turnover here, the drop ball. Henshaw just checks because on the outside they've come up very, very fast. But the inside haven't had time to come across and cover and get into a defensive shape. And that just gives him the opportunity to go straight through. And then pick any one of those penalties that give Finn Russell the opportunity then to draw level with 5 minutes to go. Now South Africa are attacking in the final couple of minutes during a drawed game. Morné Steyn has come on now, and in the wide shots you just see him slowly prowling around that drop goal position. And the forwards are just trying to win him that those few metres or a penalty, which would obviously be a lot easier shot. And I'm pretty sure that was very close to the mark, but Yankees got lucky that Rinal pulled him back. And then with their final opportunity, the Lions they gave away a penalty, which let Morné Steyn end the game there. And it's another victory for South Africa over the Lions. Now I hope you've enjoyed the Lions tour, and I'll be back now with more analysis of the Rugby Championship forthcoming.